Hey everyone, it's Rob Adams of the Actors Workshop, and welcome to a long overdue In the Abyss episode. Sometimes they take longer for a couple reasons. Number one, because I'm back in class, I'm seeing my students a lot more on a daily basis, and a lot of this stuff gets talked about while we're in class. And then the other reason is because I don't want to force subject matters. When things hit me, I want to pass them on, and it may be something we talk about in class, and it may be something that we don't. If we do, then these are reminder videos. Go back, watch them, right? And remind yourself, because a lot of times, even if you're taking notes, it's hard to remember everything that's talked about, right? And so this is kind of a refreshing thing. And so I came up with a subject matter of unique. I was thinking about this the other day in class. We were talking about it. Actually, last night we were talking about it. And, we as individuals are all unique, but yet we're all doing the same thing. And what I mean by that is we're all being actors and we're all pursuing this business and stuff like that. But the qualities we bring to the table are unique. The examples I like to use, think about baseball players. How many baseball players have played the game of baseball? And not one batting stance, right? Not one pitching rotation is the same. Everybody has their own unique way of getting into that batter's box and swinging the bat, or getting on that pitcher's mound and throwing a pitch. We could talk about quarterbacks in football. We could talk about musicians. I'm wearing Ghost today. A new album is out today. They are very unique in their style, which creates a group of people who are big fans, but then it creates a group of people who want to hate on them, right? And so success is having fans, but also having haters, right? And it's a uniqueness. And what's great about the band is the lead guy, Tobias, doesn't care. He has a style, he has a formula, he knows exactly what he wants to do, and he does that. And that creates a brand. Sometimes a brand is a brand like Lululemon, like Nike. Sometimes a brand is, Tom Brady has a TB12 brand. A lot of these athletes now have their own brand. Tiger Woods with Nike, right? You used to see him play in the golfing, in the tournaments, and he'd have the TW hat on or whatever. But also ourselves as actors are a brand, and that's a unique brand. In and Out is unique. We could go on and on and on and on. But back to the acting, we are unique, right? But what makes us us? And we discuss this a lot in class, right? What gives us our personality? Well, our instincts. Well, what gives us instincts? The things that we know and what's kind of built into us as humans, right? So, one of the things you always hear actors talk about is, if I'm doing a scene and it's supposed to be emotional, I'll draw on something that was emotional. Well, that's fake, because we don't do that in real life. We don't sit there in real life and go, okay, I'm feeling hurt right now. I've been hurt before, so I'll draw on that situation that hurt me before to make me cry right now. We don't do that. The moment causes us to be hurt. And what's funny about it is something that may have hurt you back in the past may not hurt you today, or something that you would have brushed off back in the past today might hurt you. And that's why you can't sit there and go, well, I'll just draw on past experiences. Now, I'm not saying that past experiences don't get built into us as humans. They do, but it's just part of who we are. Once again, it's not something we draw on, it's in us. And that's why we sometimes make the same mistakes or do the same things more than once. So the whole thought process is that if we want to get to a point of being unique and being us, we have to get to a point of instincts, impulses, right? That, like I said, is partly our experiences. It's part of our DNA, right? It's part of who we're made up of. It's also part of our influences. When you're influenced around things, you start to believe in things. You become a sports fan of a certain team because you were around that environment. All my kids are St. Louis Blues fans. Well, they got that from being around it since birth, right? And it just is built in, part of who they are. So when they are involved in watching the games, they are emotional or passionate, let's say passionate, about their team winning, because that's what they know, right? Built in. Experiences, built in. The other thing is what you know. Knowing things helps you be instinctive. So when questions are asked or references are made or things like that, it helps you be triggered instinctively to have those answers. Now, what makes us unique? What makes us unique is our passions, our knowledge, our DNA is all different. So you could meet some people that you have more in common with than others. And then on the other side, a great example of this, Shia in my workshop, my LA workshop, she is the exact opposite of me, right? So why are we able to coexist? Because I understand her and she understands me. So it doesn't have to be everything has to be in common or we have to be exactly the same. It can be we can agree to disagree. But I appreciate her uniqueness and she appreciates my uniqueness, and that's what makes it work. And then on the flip side, my best friend Jason, him and I have a lot in common, and I appreciate his uniqueness and he appreciates mine, but we have a lot in common, so that works too. So it can work many different ways, and that's what makes what we do so great. The problem with most actors is they try to act, they try to play what they're doing, and when you start to do that and you work from here, you lose that uniqueness because you lose your impulses, you lose your instincts, you lose the things that make you you, right? You have to be able to work from a point of it just taking off, being in that zone, and you just go. Last night we're doing a scene, and we were doing a bunch of drills in the class, but we're doing a scene last night, and at the end of the scene, Mariah turns to me and says, I don't remember talking. Well, that's it, right? You shouldn't. How many times in life do you go, I don't remember saying that, or I didn't say it that way, because you don't remember. Somebody else hears it a certain way, or they hear it the way that you actually did say it, and you just don't remember that. So that is that uniqueness. When you work from the brain, it's gone. Now you're just working from a script, you're working from ideas, and anybody can do that, and now you lose your uniqueness. Now you're normal, now you're ordinary, now you're just like everybody else, because everybody else can read a script and take from it the same thing. Oh, this is an argument. This is this is that. Well, the problem is we all don't argue over the same things. We all don't get sad over the same things. We don't laugh at the same things. We don't, we can go on and on and on. That's the uniqueness. So you have to learn, and this is why you study. You have to learn to take your brain out of it. You have to learn to rely on instincts that pulls out that uniqueness. And if you can do that, you have a chance. And in just like real life, people are going to like that and they're not going to like that. They're going to want to hire you and they're not going to want to hire you. But it's you. And I will rely on Rob all day long and have people not like me than to try to get people to like me who are not going to like me anyways and lose who I am. Does that make sense? So the best advice I can give you guys is, as you're learning to be actors, and once again, this is why you train, you've got to take the brain out of it. You don't have to worry about what everybody else thinks. All that matters is who you are. And if you can sell that, people will buy it. And that's all that matters, right? You look behind me, I got all these CDs, right? Over here and then over here, I got the Blu-rays. I got so much stuff. It's mine. It's what I like. It's my collection. And everybody else has their own collections. They all have their own what they like. And it may be digital, it may be hard copy, it may be both. Who knows? But it's the way you like to do it. I like the hard copy style. It's the way I like to do it. It's what makes me unique. Make sense? So, things to think about as you're learning this process and as you're becoming better actors. If you're in the class, something to think about on a daily basis when you're in the class. If you're not, go to www.theactorsworkshop.com. Shoot me an email. We'll get you in for an interview and hopefully get you going in the classes. Also, once again, and I ask this every time I do a video, pass these on. Hit the like buttons, right? Follow. Get your friends to follow. Get them to like it. Watch the Instagram. I'm posting movies all the time, right? Movies to watch so you can kind of see the uniqueness of certain filmmakers or the uniqueness of certain actors and actresses. There is a reason for all of this. right? Success is because they're unique. I'll leave you with this thought, and I use this all the time in class. How come it's been 100 years since Charlie Chaplin was making film, and we have yet to have another Charlie Chaplin unique? How come Lucille Ball hasn't done I Love Lucy in, 70 years, and we haven't found another Lucille Ball? Because she was unique. How come we still hear Elvis songs in movies and on the radio all the time? Because he was unique. There will never be another Elvis. There will never be another Lucy. There will never be another Marilyn Monroe. There will never be another Charlie Chaplin. There will never be another Babe Ruth. There will never be another whatever, right? We can go on and on and on. There will never be another you. And my dad used to say it all the time in class. There's no one in Hollywood doing you, so you better do you well. That's the uniqueness. All right? If you have any questions, any comments, leave them in the section. You can also go on all my social medias. All the links are on the YouTube channel here. Once again, please follow, please subscribe, please pass it on, all of those things. All right? I hope you have a great weekend, and hopefully we'll see you with another video a little shorter than 4 months away from here. But anyways, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.